Wow, so how big a grid have we got today, Gary?
Well, the 34 finished the last race, so it's still a good handy number, and I would say probably number 10. So about 44 cars for this race.
Not bad considering 58 cars entered, and there has been a high amount of attrition in this, the Donut King improved production, but we're almost ready. The officials and volunteers, they have to work overtime for this grid because it sort of extends all the way down to Maguire's Murray's Corner and halfway around the corner as well, Gary.
Good job by all the officials as well, who are just making their way up pit lane now as they've all put the cars in their grid box, and we've got a green flag.
So we're ready to go. Red light should come on any moment. Red light is on. Once it goes out, they'll be off and running, and they are. Let's see who's got the grunt getting to the first corner, and it looks like a test stop. It takes the lead as they go to Virgin Hill Corner for the first occasion, with Jerry locked in behind him, and the rest of them start streaming through.
Damien Milano looks like he's in third place at the moment. Jordan Cox is in a bit of a battle with, I think it might be Nathan Robinson or Matthew Ingram.
No, that's actually Michael King in the Mitsubishi Evo 9.
Okay.
So he's got an absolutely fantastic start. Started a little bit, he started from 10th or 8th position, and he's made his way up big time.
Yeah, Michael King's one of the front-running New South Wales improved production runners. Because they come from every state to be here this weekend. We've got a Tasmanian in front, we've got a Western Australian in second spot, and of course Jordan Cox is from the local area. Has a lap record at all New South Wales tracks at the moment for under 2 litres. Pretty good effort.
Justin Wade's a Queenslander.
Queenslander in fourth spot, King in fifth, and then we've got the Ingram RX-7, the next one through. But at this stage, Cherry's sticking right with Hislop as they cross towards McPhillamy Park on the first occasion, and even looking at it challenging for position as he chases the Falcon over towards Skyline. Down they go, line astern, down towards the dipper now. It's still Hislop in front, but Cherry is putting the pressure on.
Yeah, let's not forget that in race number 2 as well, Matt Cherry started from the back of the grid and come all the way through to second, and now he doesn't have anyone in front of him except the race leader, so he may be able to try and take advantage of this.
Let's see what the difference is between these cars when they hit the long chute, down Conrod straight for the first time. Gets away from him out of Bentley Forest Elbow.
Oh, look at that. Look at the speed of Ray Hislop's car. That's incredible.
How much of a gap gets opened up just as they head down Conrod Straight? You can definitely see where Ray Hislop is making up so much time. That thing is fast, Gary.
He certainly is, and what Cherry tried to do in the first race was go through that right-hander at the chase flat out. We found out that we had all sorts of problems breaking, locked up brakes, but I think he's a bit more conservative on this occasion. Fair few laps to go, so it's not going to happen in the first lap. And in the meantime, we're watching Cox ahead of Wade. They're fighting it out for position as well behind Milano in fourth spot they are.
Let's see if this is going to be the battle. Jordan Cox versus Justin Wade, like it was Jordan Cox versus Lee Forrest in the previous race.
Just out of interest, sorry to stop you there, Cookie.
Yeah.
In the race this morning, Hislop's opening lap was a 2:24 something.
Yeah.
He's done a 2:23 on the opening lap, so
wow.
Keep an eye on the next 2 laps.
And Matt Cherry was right behind him as well, so...
Well, Matt Cherry's pace is faster than what he did here last year on the opening lap.
Wow, so it just goes to show that all the work that he's done in the off-season with that car.
Suspension it's been,
and Ray Hislop's helped him with that.
He was the one to put him onto his suspension guide.
So here we go, we've got another battle with young Jordan Cox and Justin Wade in the V8 powered BMW, and these two guys have sprung along from the field, and this race is a little bit more sprung out than what we've used to seeing in the last 2 guys.
Well, we've lost some of the cars that would have been there with them. That's the problem. They're all coming through from the back of the grid. So keep an eye out for some fast cars coming through. These guys have got quite an advantage, which they could probably hold on to because they'll be doing about the same pace. And at the moment, look at this little Honda Civic across the top of the mountain. Cox is throwing it around.
This is the corner. This is hey, there we go. The back wheel off the deck again.
He's got a bit of a Twitter fan club now, Jordan Cox does. A lot of people from England. Oh, look at that. 2 wheels over Skyline, 2 wheels through the Coke RSs. Let's see what he does through the spare box dipper. And have you ever seen anything like? Have a look at this.
So light.
Jordan Cox with the left rear wheel, probably nearly a foot in the air as he comes through McPhillamy Park. Look at the attitude on that car.
And he didn't back out of it when he went over the top of Skyline too, because he had a wheel off going down to the next corner also. Now this is a quick lap where we'll have a look and see where Hislop is. He hasn't really got away from Cherry on this occasion. Cherry's right there in about the same position they were the last time around.
I actually think Matt Cherry's made up a bit of pace as well.
Milano can do little about it as he sits in third spot.
Milano's just out there qualifying at the moment.
Well, actually, if he's got to be a bit careful, because Cox could probably put a number on him if he gets close enough to him. Big congregation of cars coming down through the Essex down towards Bentley Elbow there, headed by a variety of cars. Look at the variety of cars, the different ones you got. We've got an Escort, we've got a Datsun, we've got a BMW, then we've got another BMW and several other cars in the under 2 litre format.
That's Jamie Weir, Ian Price and Kyle Alford as well. The BMW certainly with a lot more power than the under 2 litre Escort down Conrod.
Race for the next lap was a 20.5. Cherry went through in a 21.3. Now that's the fastest that car's been around here. So he's still not as quick as what our race leader is. The lap from Milano is quicker than what he did qualifying at 26.7, and Cox did a 29.0. Pretty quick effort.
So Brett Battersby now, we see him on screen in the orange BMW E36 M3, and he's right in behind Ian Price. We remember that Battersby had a bit of an issue earlier in the weekend, didn't he? He had some smoke coming out of the back of that M3, so it's good to see that he's got that thing going. What about this Ford Focus of Jeff Ogle? That thing's got a fair bit of pace, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been around a little while. I'd say it's a car in development. Still has some more to get out of it as Alford moves away from him as they head up the mountain straight this time.
Matt Guest on Twitter, that's it, I'm buying myself a Honda Civic.
Scotty Hunter in pit lane as well, if you can't actually see that on the screen, but he's just made his way past us, so with an issue for the under 2 litre Toyota Corolla. Yeah, and he hasn't been such a competitive...
Yeah, he's generally been one of the quickest under 2 litre cars in the country, but hasn't been really on the pace this weekend. And Nick Foster's had an issue with the Audi S3, brand new car having its first run. That there again is a car that's been developed manual in the pits as well, in the Mazda. He's
dropping like flies a little bit.
He was out of the last race and certainly out of this one as well.
So Matt Cherry's on screen at the moment, Gaz, driving as smooth as he can and still not being able to do much about Ray Hislop. You can only say that Matt Cherry's probably a little bit quicker over the top. It's just the sheer horsepower that the thing of Ray Hislop's car has got, very, very unmatched. And Ray doing a great job so far. 7 laps to go. The last time around, Gaz, what did he do?
20.3, about the same as what he did the lap before. But Cherry went quicker. He did a 21.6. But you can see where that paint scheme comes from. 1972 Holden dealer team.
Very cool.
Very replicated of that. And the car was all red here last year, but it looks far better with a bit of a breakup of colours on it, with the white being added.
And the race leader, Ray Hislop, he's got a new paint job in comparison to 12 months ago.
Well, it was always blue. They put a wrap on it and they've taken the wrap back off. So I think they say they much prefer the blue.
Oh, we've got a spinner down here at Maguire's Murray's Corner as well. That's Robertson in the BMW E36 M3. And I'm not sure if he done that all on his own, but he's not in a great position there on the exit of Maguire's Murray's Corner, is he?
And you're looking at the traffic coming towards you.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than that.
Yeah, that's a Commodore, actually. The Robertson car, that was running well. It started the race out of position 5, so a bit of disappointment for him to be having that bit of a spin. That puts him out of contention for a top 10 at this stage. Rob Vanderkamp in the Falcon coming up on him. We've seen that car go into the tyres at Bentley Elbow and twist in the BMW is the next one. And we've seen him in dramas too, with contact with Phil Showers over turn 2.
So how was that? How did that end up being? Racing incident?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there was much more said about it. I didn't hear anything anyway. But here we've seen this incident down at Maguire's Murray's Corner. Yeah, he just come in on his own.
That's a strange lose, mid-corner like that.
Yeah, he's lost the rear of it, so he might have braked a bit too heavy in the front. The rear's just decided to lighten up and turned him around.
So Ray Hislop out in front as he makes his way through the kink at Caltex Chase. And great to have Caltex back on board at our lovely Mount Panorama. We remember Caltex Chase being there for years and disappeared for a while, and they're back now. And went the Craig Lowndes Vortex car looked great coming through there in October this year.
And we watched Hislop complete what will be lap 4 of this race. It goes across the line.
Brian Anderson up the inside of Dan Ridley, puts his nose up the front with Targa Racing. And I know head honcho team manager Chris Goff will be at home watching this and probably biting his fingernails off. But Brian's got a smart head, pulls out of it, and now he may try and make a move up the inside as they come into Bentley Elbow. But the thing about this is as well, guys, is you've got Brian Anderson, but David Cox. I know David Cox has actually moved up a few positions. And there's that Commodore there going up the inside of him.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian.
We'll see the difference in these cars as they run down Conrod Straight on this occasion.
That's
Dan Ridley's actually pulling away from both of them.
That's Silver M3, Gary. That's the best race car. That actual car, that's the best race car I've ever driven. It is so much fun. It is awesome. I absolutely love that car.
Yeah, and basically a fairly standardised.
It is standard motor, completely standard gearbox.
Yep.
Probably the most, I would say, probably the most diverse race car you could run when it comes to category-wise. There are so many different categories you can run with it.
Wayne Allway under all sorts of pressure from Dan Ridley at the moment. Ridley tries to go around the outside of him, down into Maguires-Murray's corner, and I think he's far enough up to get away with it. I think Allway did the right thing there and just gave him a little bit of room as they went through that corner. So that's a position picked up. The next two cars, of course, we've been watching as well as they come through to complete that lap as well.
They're being very gentlemanly today, I've noticed, in this race. I think in race two, everyone got a little bit excited, but in this race, they're giving each other a bit more racing room, and they're like, look, let's just survive the rest of the weekend, fellas.
Good little battle here between Ashley Barrett and Scotty Wilson. The Commodore versus the Subaru WRX, and in front of Wilson is
Scott Wilson.
Yeah, Scotty Wilson's in third position, well, not in third, but he's back behind the WRX and the Commodore.
Nathan Robertson has retired his Commodore, so that's
I think that's actually a BMW car. I think it is. I'm pretty sure. Oh, we've got Barnett off in the sand trap at McPhillamy Park. As Gary and I are about to have an argument, we were watching the screen, and he's gone off, and Scotty Wilson nearly takes him with him, and nose to tail. So Barnett there, he's just got a little bit too hot trying to keep up with the Subaru. Well,
let's see what happened into Griffin's Bend. This is the BMW and the Commodore.
Oh, no, poor old David Cox.
He's had a wicked weekend, hasn't he?
He seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Oh, look at this. Barnett.
Someone screenshot this quickly.
I didn't know we were drifting this weekend.
Hey, that's a little bit like Brocky's lap in the V-Ed, remember?
Yeah,
his
was a snap overdrive, this one. But Barnett's done the right thing there. Don't try and get back on the track straight away. Just point it in the right direction and get off the throttle and just let it find its own way back. That's the only way it'll stop you from going across the track and hitting the wall. That's
one thing that all drivers should know about McPhillamy Park. If you do go wide there, you have to just keep the steering wheel straight. Do not try and fight it, because that's when you see cars go into the inside wall there.
Yep. So luckily he's got out of that, but what a drift coming into the corner.
That cool.
That's like the Scandinavian flick, wasn't it?
It was. So that's the car that was just involved in the incident.
Andrew McMaster in the BMW.
Day over for him, unfortunately. On Twitter, Matt Wood has asked for more Civic, please.
More Civic.
There it is. There you go. Your wish, you ask, and there you go.
Here we go.
Thank you very much for that, our director of cameras and photography here as well.
So Jordan Cox, here's the man that has an absolute cult following at the moment. Famous overnight is the quote, and you'll see why in a minute, because he is absolutely ragging this little Honda Civic.
Here we go. Camera will zoom right in as the rear wheel steps off the deck, coming into McPhillamy Park. How late does he brake?
Very late. And he's you watch it down here, it's almost just throwing it down there. Wheels off the deck as well.
I could watch this all day. 2 wheels through the spare box step up.
It is a lot of fun, this car, isn't it?
It is, and just the way he drives it too, like he is absolutely flat out. The thing with front-wheel drive cars is you have to be on the throttle all the time. The moment you get off that throttle, the rear end wants to step out.
Exactly.
And it's all about a confidence thing.
replay of the Caltex chase. What's happened here?
Oh, Pricey spins the escort.
Car number 70 goes around. Not what he wanted to do, Ian Price.
Oh, he took his mate in the other escort with him there.
I think he was just wishing not to get involved in an incident.
Let's try and see who that was.
Let's also just point out that Damien Milano is actually still circulating out there in third. We haven't seen him all day.
Well, it's starting to get fairly strung out at the front. Hislop's on his own, Cherry's on his own, Milano's on his own, and they're like, Hislop's out to 27.2 on the last lap, so he's cruising at this stage. And we should have prepped him up and said you could be the fastest car around here on road tyres, but we didn't want to do that.
Well, the fastest time apparently it's a 2:18.1 by Stephen Johnson.
18.5.
18.5. All right, that's the information I've just been given by good old Nico Higgins from Melbourne.
Yep, I looked it up before we came in here.
Shout out to Shane B on Twitter. I asked for a screenshot of the sideways Commodore. Thank you very much to Shane B on Twitter for that. Hashtag B12HR to keep up to date with all the action, and also leave your comments as well, particularly for the team from Radio Le Mans. And also Graham Goodwin, Richard Crail, John Heinhoff.
Yeah, local yellow for the McMaster car out on the run up to the cutting from turn 2. That'll stay there for the rest of the race as we watched Richard Mork, the 70-year-old, still finding his way around Mount Panorama, been here many, many times in many, many different classes, and now running this car. Oh, we got Price stopped over the top of
4 laps to go.
Skyline, stopped in a pretty precarious position, I would imagine.
That is a great position, isn't it?
Yeah, bring it over here or get out.
Yeah.
Is that what that marshal's saying at the moment?
Yes.
Pay attention, buddy.
Yeah, and look in your mirror when you open the door.
Yeah.
Don't do the bicycle trick.
Slowly, slowly, make sure no one's going. Get
right,
out.
Now run.
Jump over the bonnet.
Run. Gymnastics.
Over the wall.
Can he get over? Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Flexible.
So that's just going to sit there, and I wonder if it's going to be a localised yellow or
It
if
is
we're
at
going
the
to go
moment.
localised yellow.
We're on lap 7, so
hopefully they'll leave it there, but it is in a pretty interesting spot.
yeah, if anyone gets into trouble coming over Skyline, it's not aware it's there.
No, so it's just as you go through the new paved section in the Coates Highs S's.
Now,
just on the left there before the dip.
we're watching Kerry Wade chasing Justin Wade. They're not related. One's from Queensland, one's from Western Australia. Now, Kerry Wade had a DNF in the first race, so he's had to progressively work his way back up the field. As you can see now, he's in position 6, just behind Justin Wade and just about to go past him by the look of it.
And he's now past him.
So that's a good recovery from them. He had a touch-up with Scott Wilson in the first race, right about there, when they're coming through that corner, and as a result didn't get the finish of the race, had some damage to the left front of the right front of the car, but now has fought his way back fairly well to be where he is now.
So we're seeing an older model BMW compared to the Justin Wade BMW, which
E46 v E30, I think you'll find.
So what is the difference between those two BMWs? One's a V8 engine,
4-litre V8, now one's about a 2.5-litre 6, I believe.
So that'll be the same motor as what's in Brian Anderson's car, I'm guessing.
Brian's is a 3-litre though, isn't it? It's a bit bigger.
Okay.
Let me just check that.
we'll get back to you shortly. Ray Hislop is still out there. He is still leading this race. 7 laps down, has a 4... No, it can't be right.
No, they got Kerry Wade down as a 3-litre, so it might have the same engine as what Brian Anderson's car's got.
4.7 second lead, Ray Hislop to Matt Cherry. We'll check that and get back to you. Damien Milano, another 36 seconds back from Jordan Cox. Pretty much got 4th place sewn up. And then it's the battle between Kerry Wade and Justin Wade. Yeah, there's Ray Hislop on screen, coming down Conrod Straight, about to head into Caltex Chase. And where's Matt Cherry? How far back is Matt Cherry? So
4.7 seconds, if you need to know.
Well, I'm looking on screen and I can't see a Monaro that is 4.7 seconds back.
Was at the end of the last lap anyway.
Okay, well...
Do you want to borrow my glasses or are you all right?
My eyesight's fine because I still haven't spotted a Monaro on screen, so...
Only time will tell, Cookie.
Okay.
Only time will tell.
Ray Hislop comes across line to complete another lap. We'll take it down to 2 laps to go. And that's a BMW behind him.
There's Matt Cherry.
There's Matt Cherry.
Glasses are here.
With an 8.7 second gap.
Yeah,
right.
the times have really fallen off now. See, with the tyres, they will probably be restricted to how many they can use, so the tyres are worse for wear now. And a 28.1 from Hislop on the last lap. Cherries did a 32.1. Milano's on the same pace at 32.1. And then we've got Cox, who's still quick at a 30.6 on that last lap.
Brendan Wolfe, update on Daniel Clift, please. Clift. Daniel Clift, I believe. Currently in 16th place, car 144. He's about 4.7 seconds behind Tony Alford.
And we just seen Ray Hislop put a lap on Rob Vanderkamp. And the leading Mazda at this stage is Matt Ingram in position 8, the 13B Mazda. I had a call from a colleague of ours in Melbourne, Darren Smith, who's an absolute gun in the Class 10As, and he wondered if there was any there, and unfortunately I don't think there is. So he might have to get himself off the scales and get a bit of weight off and get back in the car and just show us how it's really done.
I know that feeling.
Down through the spares box dipper and heading towards plenty of blue flags being shown, and plenty of blue flags would be shown throughout this race. So it's
after the 12 hour tomorrow, the officials are going to need they won't even be able to hold a beer. They'll need an assistant just to pour the beers down their throats for them. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to Robin Stater and Will Tatnell, who are over there in Murray's Corner. They're a couple of local guys who love their motorsport. So, hey guys, and as we say that,
car 73
is off the road at Caltex Chase in the VE Club Sport.
Let's see how these. Okay, so he's going to pull off on the other side of the road and probably come into
wonder if
pits.
he's got a
Flat
puncher.
tyre.
Yeah.
Yep, so he's going to pull off over to the left.
That's good driving though.
Yeah,
Well
these guys are all pretty smart, actually, which is good to see.
So let's see. Oh, big lock up.
Ooh.
Big lock up.
I wonder if that tyre's blown. No, the tyre's blown just as he's entering into Caltex Chase.
Just where you don't want it
No,
to happen.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, no.
I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been the left front or the left rear.
Fabian Coulthard, when was it, 2010?
Yeah, massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
He can tell you all about that. But Ray Hislop, this is the final lap, by the way. Ray Hislop, 6 second difference now, so it's seesawing a little bit. I think Ray Hislop sort of just easing off the throttle and then realising that Matt Cherry is still trying to give it the beans, so he puts in another fast lap. So maintaining a gap between 4 and 8 seconds, currently 6 seconds. Ray Hislop to Matt Cherry. Damian Milano is a further 31 seconds back and has just started his final lap. And then it's going to be another 3.3 seconds back to Jordan Cox. I wonder if Damian Milano might back off so much that Jordan Cox will be right on his hammer, Gary.
Actually,
Jordan Cox has closed up.
The gap has come down, and there's not much gap between the two ways. So 2.3 seconds between them. King's another 0.4 of a second away, so he's very quick close.
So over the top, McPhilmy Park, and he's going to go over Skyline. Now Coach Sire Esses, he's doing a great job, Ray Hislop, in that Ford Falcon. The 6-litre, which is strange to say that when it's a Ford body, because we're used to saying 6 litres of Hollands, aren't we?
Yeah, but that's a 6-litre Ford engine.
Yeah, it's just strange. Like, most of the Falcon V8s are 5.4 litres, aren't they? They come standard in the 5.4.
Yeah, but the 5.8 litre is 351's a 5.8 litre, so it's
right.
just probably just stroked or boarded slightly to go to the 6 litres.
So Ray Hislop, once again a very dominant weekend for Ray Hislop, but he's a man who has dominated this category for a number of years, Gary, and it certainly has turned out to be a great weekend for him. Very quickly, once again, when I spoke to him, he put some big ratings on 24-year-old Jordan Cox. He said that kid has got some speed and some skill, so it's good to see from Ray Hislop.
Coming down to the final corner now, getting ready what should be the checkered flag on this occasion. And the
And
checker
it
flag
is.
goes out, and not far behind him. Matt Cherry's made up a bit of ground on the last lap, but they were all too late for Matt Cherry in second spot. But Ray Hislop, 3 from 3 this weekend, a perfect weekend after 2 years of not having
A finish, yes.
It's great to come back and have a win there.
Oh, hang on a minute. Jordan Cox is caught right up to the back of Damien Milano. Won't be close enough up.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get him there, but you never know.
So he
Wow,
actually
okay.
went past Damien Milano, but it's been passed coming out of the elbow. So well
Yeah,
done
but
to Jordan
then-
Cox.
Is that Kerry Wade there as well?
No, that's
Lap
Battersby.
car, beg your
Yeah,
pardon.
Battersby,
Yeah. So Cox actually got up to third for a moment or so, and unfortunately couldn't match the brutes.
But the
force of
excitement,
Commodore down
machine that is the Honda Civic has been a lot of fun. So Ray Hislop, Matt Cherry and Damien Milano, that is the top 3 with Jordan Cox in 4th. We need to get out of here. Thank you very much, Gary O'Brien. Thank you very much, Terry Nightingale.
Thank you.
I'm Nick Cook. Thank you very much for joining us for the Donut King